It's Thursday, and you know what time it is. It's almost Father's Day. No, I'm only kidding. It's time for life, but it is almost time for Father's Day. It's time for Life Alive Bible Study, where the Word comes alive and it breathes new life. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all of those of you who watch the replay, those of you who invite people. As a matter of fact, while we're getting started, I want you, if you have not, to subscribe to our channel, Wake Up Global TV, that we are trying to grow our channel to get its content, which we believe is very beneficial, produces spiritual growth, knowledge, etc., out. So make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when we drop new content, and then make sure you like. Make sure you put a link of this in your contacts and invite other people in tonight. Listen, we are on a journey. If things are changing, we are changing. We're not going to be stuck. We're not going to be afraid to move. We're not going to be afraid to make adjustments because we are getting life. We're receiving life from the spirit of how to position ourselves for this brand new day. It is a brand new day, and I'll talk more about that tonight. And I'm not just saying that it's a new day, singing the song, it's a new day. No, it is a new day. And as a matter of fact, well, anyway, let me stay on track. So while you're inviting people in, if this is your first time, we want to say welcome. If the algorithms invited you in, we want to say welcome. If a friend invited you in, we want to say welcome. I'm Guy Foster III, CEO and President of Wake Up Global Networks International. Follow us on our social media. That is Wake Up Global Media on IG, Wake Up Global Media, and WGN on X. And then you can go, we have TikTok, but all of that information is found on our website, www.wakeupglobalnetworks.com. I hope you are enjoying your summer. I mean, it'll be here in a flash. Summer came, summer went, fall came, fall went, end of the year, etc., because time has been expedited. Don't have time to get into that tonight, but whatever you do, this is the time. No more waiting. Ecclesiastes forbids us to keep waiting for the perfect timing, and that's interwoven into the series. People are stuck because they are waiting for things and places and people to fall in place. Sometimes you just have to move and trust God through your intuition that you heard spirit, and you make those moves. All right. Did you invite people in? Did you share? If this is your first time, did you like? Did you subscribe to the channel? Our channel is growing, and hopefully it's because you're making an investment each and every week, and not just every week. With the Voice of Hope Connection, one of the things, listen, and I put this on my IG page, a clip of V every Sunday morning from 7 to 7 to no telling what time, 10, 15 minutes. She gives an inspirational word right here. And I encourage you to, if you have not watched the replay, it's the Voice of Hope Connection. But this week was very interesting. She talked about competition. She talked about not having, and I don't want to redo her encouragement, but it was so hitting. It was so vital because all over I see people trying to replicate what they see other successful people in their eyes doing. But one of the reasons that they are successful is because they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. You won't be successful doing what they're supposed to be doing. Your success comes in doing what you and I am supposed. And so that was so phenomenal. B, thank you for that word. And I've always pattern myself not to be a competitor, not to compare myself, because hey, I know I'm different. I know what the way I think, I know the way I believe, I know the way I teach, I know my human, and you have to know that, and you have to be comfortable with it. In a world where people are trying to fit in, one of the misnomers are people think fitting in is trying to compete or imitate or be like somebody. Yes, see them as the benchmark, see them as an example. But as we're teaching in this series, great opportunities often precede great leaps of faith, that their course will be different than your course. So we have a plethora of content on Wake Up Global TV And we want you to subscribe, share, and then, of course, our Patreon, and, of course, everything that we have going on. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. You've sent that link. You've liked. If you have not, you subscribe, and we're ready to get in it. We won't be long, but we're going to always be strong. Spirit, we are open. Our spirits are open. We've not come to confirm what we already know, but we've come to expand and grow. In Yeshua's name, it's done. Amen. You can continue to still invite. Hit the thumbs up. I want to say thank you. So many of y'all hitting the thumbs up. We've been in what I think a very prophetic series entitled, even the way I teach, I don't teach like everybody else. I keep it moving. And because I've been, and I want to just piggyback on this, embrace your uniqueness, your success, your anointing, your portal of entry is in your uniqueness. So there are people that teach, they slow walk it. I remember the day everybody was trying to teach like Fred Price. Well, I'm gonna always have a little more height, a little more hoop in my teach. So I'm not gonna walk around and oh, y'all not gonna get me started tonight. The Bible says, anyway. But you, those of you know Fred Price or his son, you. Anyway, all right, y'all, don't get me started tonight. I'm gonna get it in to share what the Spirit has given us. All right, so we've been in this profound teaching, in my opinion. Great opportunities often precede great leaps of faith. And again, one of the reasons that I believe Spirit has inducted me to teach this is because we are in a ultimate global shift. Now, I mention that every week because I think it's imperative, and we're seeing it. We're seeing the shifts. We're seeing the signs that things are changing. I know a lot of prophets are talking about AI. AI is on the scene. Generative AI is coming on the scene, and this is just the introduction of AI. Thousands and thousands of jobs will be lost, and I've been prepping Wake Up for 3 years to make sure that you are not extinct. Expand your ability, expand your knowledge, everything. There's a new way coming to do everything. Some ministers are even getting their notes through AI. Come on, think of it. Now I love technology, but no, I need Spirit. I gotta be sure because I want to say it with surety and confidence. And sometimes, like Waze, GPS, AI, even with AI, you have to go back and edit it. I don't want to edit what Spirit is supposedly saying, but I want to be open to Spirit. So I'll leave AI on the side and keep getting my flows and my downloads from Spirit directly. But everything almost is going to be recreated through one of the ways, AI. And so the whole world is shifting, the whole world. And as you'll see tonight, I'm going to talk about everything being connected. That's one of the things we have to understand, even our people, that nothing that is happening in culture being done in a vacuum, that nothing is being done here and something here, and there's no correlation. We may not see the correlation, as I'm going to talk about tonight, but there is a correlation if you have ears and eyes of the Spirit. And so it is very vital to understand, and I've been talking about it, and this word is more prophetic than it is anything. This series is more prophetic than it is anything. Do not be surprised as you wake up daily and the world has changed. I just heard the other day that the president did an executive order to strip some high government officials of their ranks where they're now independent contract and they can be dismissed for any reason. Why? What is Spirit saying? That nothing in our life is certain now. That nothing, no job, no nothing is certain. That's why we have to learn. And I've been teaching this for probably 2 months. To pivot on a dime. See, and we're not in a season because things are changing so quick where you're going to get a lot of notice. That's why here's the saying, if you stay ready spiritually, you won't have to get ready. If you're connected to Spirit on a daily, you won't have to wait to hear to see if this move is of spirit. You have to know, I sense a move coming. I sense some changes in my job. Remember in this series, notice the subtle shift. I sense a change in the relationship. I sense a change in the economy. I sense a change in politics. That's why you have to be keyed in to spirit daily, minutely, hourly, because I'm prophesying to you. In this shift, nobody's going to give you notice. We love notice. We love planning. And I talked about that for the last 2 weeks. But many other plans of a man, but only the plans of spirit, they prevail. So there will be times you have to shift on a dime. You have to pivot without a lot of notice. But because you and I have been connected to spirit, we know that the pivot is of God. The problem is when we are disconnected from spirit and we live and thrive in the matrix. The matrix is the illusion. The matrix is what they want you to believe. The matrix is what they want you to think. But when you come out of the matrix through teaching, through mind renewal like this, through understanding like this and others, when you come out of the matrix and you get into spirit, then you know truth. You know the voice of spirit. You can flow with your intuition and nothing will catch you by surprise. You say, where you get that? I'm already teaching. Like, share, subscribe. St. John 16, the job of the Parakletos. Again, it's not to make you fall out, not to make you shout, not to make you act like that, but it is when he, the Spirit of truth, has come, he will show you all things, and whatever the Father has spoken, he will reveal it to you. That's the reason of the coming and the indwelling of spirit in you, not for show, not for religious display, but to communicate, to be your spiritual ways, to tell you there's a traffic jam 5 miles and Way's been late lately. Way's been late, y'all. I'm about to throw Waze out the window. I get up on it and Way says, traffic jam. Should have told me that 2 miles ago. But anyway, I can see now. Hey, don't take Einstein to know it's a traffic jam once you get in the jam ways. But anyway, so this series is positioning us. If you're looking for the first time, this series is helping us to understand prophetically the bigger picture, that things are shifting. The world has changed, especially since January 2024. The world has changed. The world will continue to change. Let me go somewhere tonight. If it's not for you, put it on the shelf. But it's for some people. Since Pluto entered into Aquarius out of Capricorn, big structures are falling. Capricorn, big businesses are falling. And Pluto, Aquarius represents what? Collective society. What is Pluto? Death, burial, resurrection. There's a lot of implosion going on because there is a new birth on the horizon. And you and I happen, hear this prophetically, I know, come on in, prophetically, you and I happen to be the midwives to birth this new world order. People talk about it's a new world order, it's a new world order. You're darn tootin'. What, you want to stay in the old world? What was the oppressive old world, the broke old world, the war-driven zone old world? No, there is a new world. Behold, I, John, saw a new, come on, I got it for you tonight. Did you like, did you share, did you subscribe? A new heaven and a new earth, adorned like a bride, coming down, not going up, not caught up, coming down like a bride. And that's what we're being prepared for, to rule and to find our place and to find our position in the new world. But it all begins with the ability to make great leaps of faith. What? Leaps of faith out of the old, leaps of faith out of the old beliefs, leaps of faith out of the old occupation, leaps of faith out of old relationships, leaps of faith. And the leap of faith is not just a physical move, it is a mental move, it's a spiritual move. It's all kind of moves that we're making now. We're making lateral moves, multitasking and making moves, changing this, shifting this. Because that's what everything, the world is turning, shifted. I'm going to end up at the right place because I'm going to take great leaps Great leaps, great leaps, great leaps of faith are often preceded by great opportunities. So I'm going to land in my elevated, promoted position because I refuse to stay where I was. Did you share? Did you like? Come on in, follow. Thank you for those of you watching the replay. Hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell. Now, tonight's subject, hookups matter. Hookup matter. Now, what do you mean? We're talking about taking these great leaps of faith. We're using the children of Israel from Exodus and how God was calling them out of a temporary land into their permanent place. And we're looking at them as a paradigm, we've been for the last 2 months, as what mostly we should not do when it is time for us to take great leaps of faith. And you can go back on our channel and watch all 10 series, I believe it is. And don't forget, second Sunday at 12 noon live, okay, is the Awakening Experience. And we're in another level there. We're talking about we're here to grow. If you can't make it, after that's recorded live, if you didn't catch it, we put it in our Patreon. We want to say thank you for those of you who have joined the Lit Patreon. Our family is growing. If you want more information about that, you can go to our website, www.wakeupglobalnetworks.com. But that lands in our Patreon once we hit stop every second Sunday, 12 noon to at the latest one. Earlier than that, but at the latest one. Now, I'm not going to hold you. I know you got to go to work. I know you're at work. I know you're on the treadmill. Hookups matter. Now, why am I saying this? Because we're going to be called. You and I will be called to take great leaps of faith, and it will not be a straight line. Did you hear what I said? Hookups matter. Now, you'll understand that as we get through tonight's lesson. Life is never about a straight line. It's not. And people want a straight line. People want to know, I'm going to go from here to there. And like Israel, you're going to go from here, from Egypt to Canaan, but it won't be a straight line. And if you're waiting to know it's a straight line, you'll stay in Egypt. Because a lot of times we don't want to do the work. And that's the difference between what I believe now versus what we grew up in. What we grew up in, everybody, the Lord was going to do it. Won't he do it? Where I am now, Spirit will assist me. I do the work. I do. Physician, heal yourself. Do the work if you want to be healed. Right? So it's never, come on, share this. Share this. Come on. I'm going to stop right now. Share this. I mean, most of you have not so give by liking. You can help the channel by liking. And I want to say thank you for those of you who have been a support, financial support. But if you're getting, I need you to reciprocate. And one of the ways you can reciprocate is share this. Like this. Subscribe to the channel. That part costs you nothing. And yet we are thankful for our partners that give every week. Life is never about a straight line. Thank you for sharing. The way of the Spirit moving us into destiny and the place of promise is, watch this, through multiple hookups. That's why tonight, hookups matter. The way the Spirit works is never a straight line. God says, I'm going to, one of the things I learned about Christendom, we've learned how to prophesy the right things. You can learn that. So we prophesy the big ultimate promise, but very seldom do we prophesy the process if we know the process. So we always prophesy the ultimate end. So it leaves people delusion, thinking that they're going straight from A to B. And A to B even is not a straight line. The way Spirit moves is gets you from A to B through multiple hookups, and you'll understand what I'm saying. Now, the word hookup has a negative connotation in the natural. It has a connotation of depicting meaningless, empty connections. Like they did a hookup, wasn't nothing to it. Sex was good, but one, I don't feel nothing. Both of us got our physical needs. That's what in the natural has been known as a hookup. But when we apply a spiritual, here's the difference, make the shift. As you share this, make the shift. As you hit the thumbs up, make the shift. When we apply a spiritual approach to the concept, it's often God's route of connecting us to our ultimate destination in life. And the natural is empty, it's useless. It's one-time thing. It meant nothing. Got fulfilled, moving on. But in the spirit of hookup is often God's spiritual approach. I want you to get this. Spiritual approach to the concept of hookups is route of indirectly connecting us to our ultimate destination. What is it? You're 3 to 5 people away from fulfilling your ultimate dream through hookups. So everything in life is connected. And as we make these leaps of faith, we must understand it. Because if you take a leap of faith and you look for adrenaline to say that's it, that's misdirected. You may have to take 2 leaps or 3 leaps to get to your ultimate destination. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Hit thumbs up if you haven't. Hit like if you haven't. And so we think every moment is going to be a thrill. Okay, let me give you an example, because we are people that have been, as humans, and this is part of the psyops, this is part of the matrix, we've been taught that everything has to be exhilarating. And that's the deception. But smart, wise masters, we understand that that's not true, that everything that we do does not have to be exhilarating or self-fulfillment. Why? Because I'm working on a goal, and the goal is to ultimately fulfill my destiny. And there's steps and leaps I have to take that might not be exhilarating fulfillment, but it's a hook up, it's a link, it's a step to getting me there. Come on, how many like you? We've had to take less than we knew we were deserving. But I understood it was a step. It was not the ultimate destination. So, excuse me, there will be seasons, come on, like this. Join me. I need a glass of water. Right? You got your drink? All right, whatever it is. So there will be seasons you have to take the leap, and it won't be fulfilling. It won't be nowhere near what Spirit told you to do. And you're like, did I take the leap of faith for this? No, but it's a hookup. One thing leads to another. Nothing is in a, and a lot of people don't move because they want to move from where they are to the ultimate destination. And as we're going to see with the children of Israel, that is not how God moves. Sometimes there are multiple hookups before you get to your final destination. You understand what I'm saying? You ever work somewhere and you made less than your worth? You did something that you were overqualified for, but you met somebody there, or you put it on your resume, and though that position was unfulfilling, you thought you deserved more, but you knew God put you there. Come on, come on, come on. I'm picking up on something tonight. I feel your energy. But you know God put you there. But then when you applied for your ultimate, it was because you were there that you were chosen. See, so here it is. Here's what spiritual people, here's what mature people understand. See, babies always have to be tantalized. Babies always have to be entertained. Babies always have to be, everything has to be tantalized. Everything has to be self-fulfilling. But when you are mature, you understand that I got to go through this. It's not pleasant. It's not my choice, but it's on the way. It's on the journey. I'm going down to Virginia Beach. I don't want to necessarily go through Richmond, but that's the quickest way. I'm not going to Richmond, but I'm going through Richmond. But I'm not going to Richmond, but Richmond connects me to 66 or whatever, 64, 66 in Virginia, or 17, 66. See, Spirit did 7, 6, man, 6, man, 17, 8, new beginnings. The ending of yourself and the beginning of your God self. All right, I'll leave that right there. But our students know exactly where I'm going with that. All right, like this, there. So everything in life, even that leap that you don't think means nothing, but Spirit is telling you to take it. Because Spirit will sometimes say, take a leap that you can't see the benefit. The benefit is obeying, because the Spirit is trying to connect us with something that is connected to something that is connected to something else. Here's the difference between rich minds and poor minds. Rich minds are willing to wait. Poor minds love immediate gratification. I'm going to leave that right there. Wealthy mindsets understand everything is a process. Poverty-driven mindset says, I want it, and I want it now. Bam. And that's the way sometimes we are when it comes to taking leaps. We think the leap has to mean something. No, sometimes I have to go through the stage I leap through. But it's not my permanent destination, but I must go through. Jesus said, but I must go through Samaria. I'm not going to Samaria. I'm going through. Y'all, come on, y'all. Come on. Give me the energy. Come on. Share this. Share this. I'm going through Samaria, but I'm not going to Samaria. So finally, tonight, everything is connected. Let me give you an example. You know this. Joseph. Let's use Joseph. Excuse me, because we're talking about his people in Exodus. Joseph was envied. Seems negative. That envy caused Joseph to be put in the pit. Seems negative. Joseph was sold while in the pit to the Ishmaelites. Seems negative. Joseph was lied on through his buyer, Potiphar's wife. Seems negative. Because Joseph was lied on, he ended up in prison. Seems negative. Watch the tables turn. It seems like none of those experiences led to Joseph's dream that he would rule and reign. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. It seemed like none of that. Wait a minute. I got a dream. Y'all going to bow down to me. I got a dream that I'm going to rule and reign. And he did. But wait a minute. I'm envied by my brothers. That envy caused me to be sold to the Ishmaelites. Being sold to the Ishmaelites caused me to end up in Potiphar's house. Ended up in Potiphar's house caused me to be lied on. Me being lied on caused me to go to prison. Excuse me. None of that looked like you're going to bow down to me. Come on. Come on. But it's a hookup, because none of this was done in a vacuum. It was all connected. Joseph was put in prison. All right, here's where the tables begin to turn. Joseph in prison uses his gift to exercise a dream. I always say your gift used properly can rise you out of anything. When you know your gift and how to use it and how to master it and when to use it. He used his gift Pharaoh had a dream. He was troubled by the dream. He said, wait a minute, there's a man in prison named Joseph who interprets dreams. Joseph, can you interpret this dream? Now, this is the king coming to him. Things begin to share. He's out of the pit. He's away from his brothers. He's out of Potiphar's house. He's in prison. Things begin to change. One thing leads to another. It's a hookup. But to understand and flow with hookups, you got to trust spirit more than you do the matrix. Joseph interprets a dream that God uses the dream, ding, 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 to get him out of prison. And not only out of prison, into Pharaoh's palace. Not only into, wait a minute. I'm about to close. I got to roll with me. I don't spend all night. I'm about to close. Ends up in Pharaoh's palace, but he wouldn't end up in Pharaoh's palace if his brothers wasn't envy. Come on, it's all connected. He wouldn't end up in Pharaoh's palace if he wasn't put in the pit. He wouldn't end up in Pharaoh's palace if he wasn't sold to the Ishmaelites. He wouldn't end up in Pharaoh's palace if he wasn't in Potiphar's house. He wouldn't end up in Pharaoh's palace if Potiphar's wife wouldn't lie on him. He wouldn't end up in Pharaoh's palace if he wasn't if he wasn't put in prison. He wouldn't end up in Pharaoh's palace if he didn't use his gift in prison to interpret the king's dream. Bing, 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 bing. It's a hookup. It's all connected. This is the way spirit works. Was it fun being in the pit? Hell no. Was it fun being in prison? Hell no. But the tables begin to turn. And I'm closer. Ain't no shortcut. Ain't no shortcut. Ain't no shortcut to real destiny. Ain't no shortcut. That's why I don't judge people where they are, because they may not be where they're going. Watch how you treat people. The porter today can be the owner tomorrow. Be careful how you look down on people. The housekeeper today can be the CEO tomorrow. Watch this. Then I quit for the night. Share this. You share this? Come on, y'all. Joseph is granted favor with Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and told there's nobody over you in all Egypt. Wow. From a pit. That is so ingratiating. There is nobody after you were despised, after you were lied on, after I'm in a place where there is nobody over me except the king himself. But it was all connected. It was all a hookup. Now, why was this important? Because the Pharaoh that gave Joseph the favor was the same Pharaoh that said, when famine broke out, ooh, I'm done. I'm going to drop the mic. You can bring your family and give them the best part of Egypt. Wait a minute. This is what I saw 17 years. This is what I saw 17 years ago in a dream. And you mean I had to go through all of this, the hookup, the pit, prison, lied on, accused, envied? It was all connected to get you not only to Egypt, but get you to Egypt with favor because of your gift to interpret Pharaoh's dream, to say, hey, bring your family so they won't die in famine. And so at the end of the day, when Joseph, and I'm finished, I'm done. The end of the day, when Joseph's family come and they find out how dirty they did him, but they ate because of him, their cattle ate. He said, chill, y'all. It wasn't even y'all. I went through what I went through because God used me to preserve a posterity. I had to come before you so you could live. It was all a hook. Spirit, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you've been blessed, we encourage you to give tonight, sow seed into good ground. That information is on the screen. I want to say thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. And don't forget, follow us on our social media, Wake Up Global Media, or go to our website, Wake Up Global Networks, www.wakeupglobalnetworks.com. Please let people know, bless those of you who watch the replay. The world is changing. We are changing. Take the leap. Don't minimize the leap. Don't cheapen the leap, because every leap is connected to the next leap to get you where you belong. All right? Thank you for viewing tonight. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace.